Zoo. Really? At the Bronx Zoo, the thing is like you get to see other animals and you get to catch Pokemon. I was looking at this eagle and an onyx in here. And then I went to what was the other thing to do? I guess the gorillas was there, and I also saw an onyx there as well. And then I went to the bears, and guess what was there?
Onyx.
No, it was a Magmar there. That's the best one there. So I actually caught my first Magmar in the Bronx Zoo.
Nice.
I caught mine. But anyway.
Wait, has anyone here actually caught 142 Pokemon yet?
Yeah, totally.
Lies.
Bye.
No, there's some people here. How about 130?
Let me double check.
I can't check because I have no service.
Who has more than 100 here?
I'm checking. Hold on.
92.
More than 50?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm seeing where everyone's at between
So,
Like 80.
wait, what are you saying? What's the number you're saying?
I said more than 100 first.
Oh yeah, I got 102.
And then there's more than 50, but I think a majority of people here between 50 and 100.
Yeah.
What would you say is the one Pokemon you want to catch though?
Pikachu.
I have
That's an
Pikachu in
everyone.
Central Park.
Charizard.
Ditto.
Okay, what Pokemon would you want to catch that you can actually catch besides a Ditto, or a Mewtwo, or an Articuno, or a Zapdos, or a Moltres?
And Ninetales.
When they catch now, alright.
Which Pokemon? The Vulpix? There's I saw a few Vulpixes in there, I think, 40, in the Rockefeller Center one day, but I'm not sure if they're still over there. That's why I also caught the Charmanders, though. What I'm after is actually a Dragonite. All of my friends go, oh, I got this Dragonite, I got it. I'm like, God dang it, I want a Dragonite as well. So everyone I know has a Dragonite. But how many have Dragonite? So I'm in there for everyone else as well.
So, alright, next question. What is the out of all the hatch egg Pokemon, which one is you'd be like, oh shit, I finally got it. Oh my gosh, nobody has it. I'm sorry. Yeah, we did it. Let's see.
I actually do have a little story about it. So after during the summer I was taking classes at Peru for journalism, and during that whole time I couldn't catch any Pikachu. So the last day that we had class, I was on my way home and I had an egg of 5 kilometers, and as soon as I took the first step into my house, it hatched and a Pikachu came out.
What?
And I got really happy.
Nice.
That is cute. Your turn.
Well, you said the best egg that I've had, you said, or?
Yeah, the Pokemon that you're most excited about hatch came true, like you do.
What happened was, I was walking around outside, I actually got this, I think it was a 10 kilometer or 5 kilometer egg, and I've been walking all day, and I'm like, yo, why is this thing not registering? I walked at least 3 or 4 miles, and it was still at 3.5 kilometers. I'm like, am I not? It's this 3 miles not even 3 kilometers? I'm just thinking, no. So I walked a bit more, then I got home and I sat down. It was still on 3. There's some reason it just glitched up and went to 5. I'm like, oh, awesome. What am I getting? I got a Scyther, and I'm like, oh my god, I love Scyther. It was Scyther is not the best Pokemon, but it's a pretty cool Pokemon to have, I would say. It's and to have it hatch from an egg, it's oh wow, this is my first Scyther. It's oh, I get all these experience points from that as well. So it's that was pretty awesome, I think, the hatch from Scyther.
So my first egg was a 10, kilometer egg, and it was a Jinx. And I was like, oh, okay, well that's cool. And then my second egg was also a 10 kilometer. Oh, another Jinx. So I have 2 Jinxes now from the eggs.
Wow. Alright. I have a little story about this. So I have a 10 kilometer and a 5. The 5 kilometer was a polygon. And I was like, oh wow. And then the 10 was a Snorlax. So I was like, oh my gosh, yes. I was like, yes. I just jumping up and down, and it was like, whatever. But what now for the opposite. What is the the Pokemon that you just like hate come out the egg? Wait, and that's because you have a 2 kilometer. I'm not talking about 2 kilometers. I'm gonna talk about 10. Yeah, the
An Eevee, yeah.
yeah.
'Cause I live around Eevees, so it's like getting an Eevee from an egg.
I actually
From a 10 kilometer egg.
haven't hatched a 10 kilometer.
Oh, that's nice.
I couldn't hatch one. So,
Alright.
the one time I actually tried to hatch a 10 kilometer egg, it turns out this morning that it just disappeared. And then it was replaced for 5 kilometer. Disappeared? Yeah, like the egg just wasn't there anymore. When I was at 8.9 kilometers, it just disappeared.
Wow.
So I've never had to.
I'm sorry.
All my 10 kilometer eggs have been boss. So I can't really say anything bad about any of my 10 kilometer eggs. I mean, maybe because my team is instinct that we get the best eggs. I'm just saying, I mean, I haven't had a horrible 10 kilometer egg. Even if it's like something I don't want, it's like, hey, this is a pretty good Pokemon. It gives me a lot of, well, no. Actually, no, there have not been any bad 10 kilometer eggs for me. Mind you, I've only had like 4 10 kilometer eggs. So it's like Scyther, I forgot what the other one was. But the Scyther was the one I remember the most, but a lot of them have just been pretty good. The worst egg that ever hatched for me would probably be a Caterpie, though. Like, I walk a lot. I think my GPS must be broken, because I had to walk a long time for that Caterpie. And I'm like, yo, I got this. I got you, Caterpie. And I just, so much anger in that one Caterpie right there. I mean, the thing is, I'm okay with getting Pidgeys, because, you know, when it gets to a certain point in the game, they're going to have Mega Pidgeot. And so it's like, I'm just going to collect all the Pidgey candies and wait for that moment. And then also for the Zubats as well, it's like, I want the Crobat. Yes, I want a Crobat. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, Zubat's hard. I'm like, no, but when you get to Crobat, that's when it's like, yo, Crobat. Yep.
I have a story. How many of anybody has heard the news about Pokemon Go? That it got banned in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
It got banned in Iraq, it got banned in Saudi Arabia because apparently there was a lot of like Pokemon Go players that would just hang around like government buildings. And is that something that you have found yourself doing often, or like?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. What is
yeah,
the
like,
weirdest place you caught a
the worst
Pokemon?
places
Well, the thing is for me is like, I think people should start using common sense and not trespass while playing Pokemon Go. It's like, this is someone's property. Why am I going on someone else's property to catch Pokemon when it's on their lawn? It's kind of like, I think the GPS,
But even still, like a lot of police stations are like
Focus
clinics,
on,
and clinics and stuff like that. Even what Niantic did actually with Pokemon Go was they had an old database about landmarks that they used from a different game.
Ingress.
Yeah,
There you go.
and then they used those landmarks to turn them into gyms and Pokestops. So a lot of those old landmarks are no longer available. They actually got turned into private houses, but the actual places are still as landmarks. So people are going, Pokemon Go players are going to people's houses just to catch Pokemon, and it's actually upsetting a lot of people. So that's something that I don't know, the community has to address. I guess I don't know.
One thing about that is, I read this article about a few days ago, was that this lady was suing Niantic and Nintendo because her house is actually a Pokestop and people kept trespassing on her safety property. And I guess the biggest thing about it is the fact that in their recent updates they've been like giving you notices of don't trespass, don't play while driving. And it's like, if you choose not to listen to that, then I mean, you're kind of the biggest person at fault, not Nintendo or Niantic.
Yeah, it's all on the players.
It is up to the players to keep up with the integrity of the game. It's up to us to make sure that people don't have a bad view about Pokemon Go. You will have a few people out there who are like, oh, I don't care, I'm just going to go on this person's property, or I don't, like in Central Park, I've read a few articles about people actually leaving behind garbage, like not even cleaning themselves up, they just drink something, throw it on the ground. It's like Central Park has gotten a little bit worse because of Pokemon Go. There have been people who actually hear that there's a Venusaur somewhere, and then there's a mob of people rushing towards to the middle of Central Park for a Venusaur. I mean, Venusaur is a pretty good Pokemon, but you shouldn't trample someone for a Venusaur. You shouldn't dart into traffic for a Venusaur. I've seen people ride their bikes up a one-way street for this Venusaur, and I'm thinking, is this Venusaur worth your life at this point? Like, why?
What if it's not even a good CP though? It's about CP.
But the thing, we should say about the CP. So like, a CP 500 Venusaur, is that worth your life? No. Any CP Venusaur, is that worth harming yourself so you cannot play Pokemon Go again? Being in the hospital for a long period of time.
I mean,
Medical.
what if the hospital is a Pokestop?
Wait, that's the question, sir? Yeah.
What's more important, Pokestop or your health?
You said like people, basically what you like going people who are translated. The thing is, people don't realize that you don't have to go specifically at that place. You could just be at a distance and you'll be able to do it. That's what I realized myself. Like I don't really have to go into a person's house just to do that. Like I saw a Tauros at someone's house. I was just there. I didn't even go inside the house. I just clicked on it and I just commenced to catch it. That's it. Some people just don't feel like that.
Yeah.
Is that the
It does depend too, because if you're playing with AR on, then you have to, like some people would choose to play with AR on, and they have to actually get closer to the Pokemon in order to catch it. If you, like for somebody like me who doesn't have a gyroscope in their phone, I can't play with AR at all. So if I like play with, if I see a Pokemon that's like 2 blocks away, I won't have to catch it. But I won't have to go towards it to catch it. But somebody else who is using AR will have to. So I can totally see what you're saying, but I guess some people should get learn to there's a different way to play that also makes it safer for you and just easier to make the game a bit easier.
It gives you the option to switch to AR.
Yeah.
Options are better.
Wait, no.
Also, being said, you have to be really, really careful playing, especially where I'm from. These 2 kids that I'm friends with, they were going to a lure and they got mugged and they got beaten up. Yeah, it wasn't good. What happened was that somebody set a lure, and you always hear on the news about it's like they're always putting the worst of Pokemon Go up on the news. Like people are getting mugged, people are getting like kidnapped, like whatever. But like you never really think, oh, that's not gonna happen. But then it happened to these 2 kids just out of nowhere. So you have to be extremely careful when you do stuff like that. Because it was during the day too. It wasn't even like during at night. It was during the day in a park. Yeah.
Yeah, I always make sure when I'm playing that there's usually other people around.
Yeah.
Like that's why I like staying in parks, because even if it is daytime or nighttime, I don't like being alone. It's not safe.
Witnesses.
Yes, witnesses.
Wait, does anyone in the audience have any think they want to have a question or anything they want to say? Yeah.
Oh, I got a story. When I was at Briarwood Park, though, somebody just put an egg from there. It's you can't see your Pokemon, nor you can fight it there. It's there's some people are playing Pokemon Go on the computer. Dude, that might be banned.
Yeah,
They're banning people.
I've actually started seeing that glitch where people are putting eggs in Pokemon gyms. I don't
Specifically
know.
Team Instinct.
No, it's not my team. My team doesn't cheat. I'm sorry. We don't do those things. I think it's probably your team. Anytime I've seen a Pokemon, a person who's over level 35, it's always been a Team Mystic or Team Valor.
Really?
Usually, yeah.
I'm like 18.
Yeah.
Yo, there's one 4 blocks away from here that's Instinct that has an egg in it.
Are you serious?
What's up with that?
I believe that our team does not actually condone any cheating, and if we know people who are cheating, I've actually always called them out and saying, yo, stop doing this to our team name. And I actually would report that person. If I knew who that person was, and if I knew how to do it, I would report that person. I haven't been there yet, but that's the thing, though.
They did say that anybody who was caught doing it would be permanently banned.
Yeah.
So, anybody who got caught,
And so, if you're egg in the gym, you're gonna get banned.
yeah.
So.
There's a question in the back right there.